Ladies and gentlemen, Iran is a decoy. We're actually at war with China right now. China literally set up a missile defense system to destroy our fighter jets. Yep, they just did that, to destroy our fighter jets. And Iran just captured possibly American hostages right before they're about to talk with Trump. Guys, this sounds like a movie thriller, and this is actually today's news story. Today I'm going to cover what's going on with Iran, how China's fighting us through Iran, and China set a trap with Iran, Trump set a trap with China, whose trap is actually going to spring, and what's going to happen. All on today's episode of Peter's Political Perspective. Man, is this an exciting story. This is literally out of a movie. I mean, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Let me dive right into it. So what's happening basically right now is that obviously you probably heard of Trump attacking Iran and destroying their nuclear system that they had built up, right? Well, right after that happened, China went in and sent in a new missile system, a bunch of fancy missiles for Iran to protect themselves from our fighter jets, but they didn't have a radar system that would they be able to use it with. Well, guess what? January 18th, China ships one of the most advanced radar systems in the world, which can detect our fighter jets and our stealth planes from up to 500 kilometers away. So this is a very advanced system. The missiles with the radar literally makes it so that many people believe we can't even go into Iran right now without a lot of our jets getting destroyed. So what's going to happen? Is this amazing trap that China set up for the United States, or did Trump set that trap up for China? You see, at Davos, Trump made fun of China's defense system that they had in Venezuela because Russia had given some anti-air defense systems and China given anti-air defense systems to Maduro in Venezuela. And then Trump came in, he disabled all of them, captured Maduro easily, with the only thing that we had was like one bullet shot in one of our planes. So it was an amazing success. And Trump went on Davos, was like, oh, they need to go back to the drawing board. We easily disabled all that.
2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess.
It sounds to me like he was baiting China. And then China's like, oh, our defense system's really bad. Okay, we're now going to give Iran amazing missiles and one of the best radar systems in the world. Go ahead, go into Iran, see what's going to happen, Trump. Now, again, either Trump is very dumb and he's like, uh-oh, I just got China to reinforce Iran, this is bad. Or this is some 5D chess player going on right now. And Trump wants, honestly, to test their new radar system, that this Chinese technology, to test our technology, our military with their anti-defense military, because at some point in the next 3 years, we're probably going to war with China over Taiwan, and this is a practice ground. I know how messed up that sounds, but there's an advantage for us trying to strategize and practice against a real-world anti-defense system. And on top of that, there's extremely high stakes because our fighter jets that we're flying, that we might fly over Iran, they use precious rare earth metals that most of it comes from China. In other words, these jets that might be flying over Iran soon, they're irreplaceable. So Iran has an amazing anti-air defense system. We're gonna have a bunch of jets probably flying over there, but they're all irreplaceable. So it's an extremely high risk scenario. It seems like Trump actually baited China into setting up this anti-air defense system. I think maybe to test out our ability to thwart that, I guess, a strategic military practice. And on top of this whole military anti-defense system where it's China has a trap, but is it Trump's trap? The leader of Iran, Ayatollah, literally went around trying to capture hostages. First, they sent a drone to attack our Abraham Lincoln airship, and we shot it down with a jet. Then they went to actually try to literally capture one of our U.S. tankers. They failed, We thwarted them. And then they captured 2 smaller tankers. This is very recently. And there's up to 15 foreign nationals in there. So some people believe there are American hostages that are captured in these foreign nationals in one of these 2 tankers, which means that right now, while Iran was like, you know, talking to the United States, basically they were like, oh, we're gonna meet in Turkey. And then Trump's like, okay, let's meet in Turkey. And then they're like, oh, hold on, we're changing our mind. We actually want to meet in Oman. And then while these negotiations were happening, that buyed Iran time to literally capture 2 small tankers. And these tankers have people on them. And Iran has not revealed who these tankers are, who owns them, if there are American hostages on them. But Iran is talking with Trump today, literally, and they have levers. They have tankers, they have hostages, and they also have an incredible anti-air defense system. So this is one of the most complicated war situations I've seen Trump be put in. And I'm very curious about, this is where I really want to see Trump's 5D chess, because this is such a complicated situation. It seems like he baited China in putting that system in there, I assume for practice on our end, but it's extremely high risk because this is an incredible anti-air defense system. There are American lives at stake, and these fighter jets are replaceable, and those lives lost are replaceable. Trump doesn't want blood on his hands. So especially with the Ayatollah having these hostages and all this leverage, this is one of the most complicated situations I've seen Trump be put in. What is going to happen? I'm very curious. Let me know if you really appreciate this and very interesting analysis that no one else is providing. Hit that subscribe button, because I love sharing all these different analysis right now, and I'm connecting the dots a lot better than I think a lot of people are. A lot of people are just talking about Iran, but I'm like, no, this is a proxy war. China is fighting us through Iran, and that is a really good, fresh perspective that I think a lot of people need to hear, because we're at war with China right now, and a lot of people don't even realize it. So hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, everyone who's been supporting. Let's hear what Grok has to say about this, because this is a fascinating situation, and I'd love to hear what AI thinks about this.
All right, fresh update, literally from the last couple days, February 4th to 6th. Iran's IRGC just seized 2 foreign oil tankers in the Persian Gulf yesterday, accusing them of smuggling over 1 million liters of fuel. They detained 15 foreign crew members and handed them over to the judiciary. This happened right before today's indirect nuclear talks kick off in Oman. Classic timing. Feels like a big middle finger to ramp up pressure. Here are shots of those IRGC speedboats swarming the tankers. Classic Strait of Hormuz drama. No hostages in the classic sense like Americans grabbed. It's these crew members on smuggling charges. But yeah, it gives Iran leverage. They control the flow, threaten the strait, and now hold people right as talks start. Trump team's probably fuming. It's a power play to force concessions on nukes or sanctions. On the anti-air side, Iran got Chinese HQ-9 systems, export version of their S-300 killer, delivered late last year and early this one, after Israel trashed their old Russian gear and strikes. Beijing stepping in where Russia's dragging feet, paying with oil, advisors on the ground. It's not brand new news, but deployments are ongoing, bolstering their defenses around key sites. These are the HQ-9 launchers, mobile, long-range, designed to swat cruise missiles and jets. My take? Iran's stacking leverage hard. Tankers and crew for economic chokehold, Chinese air defenses for survival insurance against US or Israeli strikes. Talks in Oman today are indirect, high stakes, but with this stunt, Tehran saying, we're not desperate. Trump might hit back tougher, but it risks escalation fast. Smart move by Iran, ballsy for sure. Could backfire if it pushes Trump to military options. What's your read? Think talks go anywhere or just posturing?
I don't see these talks going anywhere, and I feel like Trump has to act quickly, because Iran's building their leverage quickly, unless Trump predicted they were going to do all this stuff beforehand, which again is totally a possibility. I'm sure Trump's running a lot of AI simulations with advanced computers. Some people say he's got time travel technology or alien technology. I don't know, but this is a complicated situation, and this is where we're going to have to see Trump pull some type of Trump card out, because what is he going to do? This is complicated. I mean, he has to, this is delicate because there's hostages, and this is delicate because he can't replace those fighter jets if they get shot down, because the rare earth metals are being controlled by China. So he doesn't want there to be any loss on hostages or our soldiers, because there weren't any in Venezuela. So what is going to happen? I think that he cannot risk a single US soldier dying or a single ship or plane or anything getting damaged in this situation, because he has an amazing reputation with what happened in Venezuela. It was like a perfect operation practically. And so it's a complicated situation. If he goes in, it's very, very high risk. I think he's not going to go in unless he has some ace up his sleeve that will almost guarantee his soldiers, his people, and his equipment will be safe. I don't think it's going to go in. And the whole argument that Iran is making, where we captured these oil tankers, but they were smuggling oil. They've not released the name of the ships, the owners of the ships, the name of the hostages. So it's a gray area. They can just capture any tanker, any ship they want in the sea, and then be like, well, they were doing bad stuff. It's like, oh, well, let's talk to them. No. So by not revealing this information, we can't be like, oh, they have American hostages, it's an act of war, or anything like that. But they could actually have American hostages. Trump says it's not confirmed they have American hostages, but the whole point of doing that is to have hostages. So if there are 15 foreign nationals that were captured in these tankers, if some of them are American hostages, it would make sense for Iran to keep that information to themselves before the talks as leverage. So he can be like, Trump, we have American hostages and you got to strike a deal. If not, I'm going to reveal that we have American hostages and then we might kill them. And then he's going to amplify his leverage. So I think that's what's going on here. Let me know, do you agree or disagree in the comment section? Is this not sound like some crazy, wild movie thriller we're watching? I want there to be a movie for every single year of that Trump was president, because I feel like there's so much action going on, especially like military wise behind the scenes that we don't get to see. And it's like, I want to see what's going to happen, especially however Trump deals with this Iran situation, however he takes out the Ayatollah, if we swoop in. I want a movie about that, because this is like a movie right now. It's like action scene. We're fighting Russia and China, and the supreme leaders got hostages, and obviously it's a very serious and sad situation, but it's kind of like exciting to see Trump finally standing up to the bad guys in the world and having a great plan and doing an amazing job. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. At the same time, that's only because I think Trump has some ace up his sleeve. But it's very tense, very dangerous, wild situation right now. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this show. I really enjoyed making it. Very, very interesting topic. The fact that we are literally fighting China right now through Iran. So I wonder what's going to happen. Let me know. I love your comments. Very, very, very interesting. Appreciate them. Subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of great content coming out, and I have a very unique perspective I think that needs to be shared, because I'm trying to look at everything from a very high up chess piece moving around perspective that I think is quite rare when it comes to political videos right now, because people are getting in the weeds and the drama. I'm trying to focus on the high level interesting analysis of like this incredible action movie that we're watching right now. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, guys. Peace out.